I got to see the Fernandez family, and what a night.
From Marlins Park in Miami, it's better served to arrive here by boat or by ark. I don't know how these fans got here. The streets around Marlins Park flooded today thanks to a tropical depression. We'll have baseball inside Marlins Park for Game 2 between the Nationals and the Miami Marlins. We are dry inside Marlins Park, thankfully. Dave Jagler and FP Santangelo. And FP, it was a memorable night last night. Gio Gonzalez taking the hill with a lot on his mind. He delivered a performance for the ages.
I mean, he just wanted to run down there and thank him for what he did last night. It was just such a special night for us, a special night for him, a special night for everybody. With Jose Fernandez, who would have celebrated his 25th birthday yesterday, Gio Gonzalez met with his girlfriend, his daughter before the game, his mom, the first time they've been back to the ballpark. So he's pitching with a heavy heart last night and pitching with a purpose. All of a sudden we look up, he's got a no-hitter going, and this right here is where you're thinking he's going to do it. Why? Because if you're nervous, you jump out of the way of that bat like it's a lion or something. He picks it up and tries to field it, throw it to first. Ichiro flies out, and then D. Gordon, and this is the symmetry of all of it. D. Gordon was the guy that paid tribute to Jose Fernandez. He went up right-handed, if you remember, took a pitch, turned around, batted left-handed, and hit his only home run of the year, his first at-bat after Fernandez's death. So the way this whole thing went down, walking off the mound, Giancarlo Stanton clapping for Gio Gonzalez after he nearly threw a no-hitter. You can't make this stuff up. It was like we watched a movie last night, and Gio was the main reason. We can't thank him enough. It was one of my favorite games I've ever seen as a Nats broadcaster.
Right up there with you. And to get a standing ovation on it from a road crowd, truly amazing. Well, Gio couldn't quite take it to the finish line with a no-hitter, and that's a familiar theme. The last 2 times the Nationals have played here at Marlins Park, there's been a near no-hitter. Back on June the 21st, Max Scherzer had it all working. He punched out 11 Miami Marlins. He took a no-hitter into the 8th inning. And that's when things went a little haywire.
Well, wherever you were sitting last night in that seat, you might have to sit in it tonight, because who knows what Max is going to do. He was this close to a no-hitter last time here at Marlins Park, so it might be a same seats type of night tonight. We just saw him getting ready to warm up. He has got his game face on, and yeah, this is how it all unraveled. It's hard to look at again, and if you remember the last strike of the game to Adam Lind, he was upset about that. Watch this pitch, not even close. Max frustrated about the way the ball game ended, and he let the umpire know. So hopefully a better ending for Max tonight, but partner, it might be you and I in the same seats, not moving again tonight. Who knows?
We know Max is certainly capable of doing that as we get set for Game 2 of this 3-game series. Max Scherzer is alone with his thoughts. He's getting ready to tangle with the Marlins. It's Game 2, the Nats and the Marlins. We'll have more on tonight's pitching matchup right after this. the opening game last night. 1-0, and the run driven in by Mr. Harper with a 6th inning bloop single. Time to check our Nats game notes. And when Harper drives in a run, the Nats are pretty good. They tend to win, especially away from home. Remember the bullpen, when they made the Madsen and Doolittle trade, it was a 5.5 ERA. Well, since that trade, the ERA of 3.38, perfect in save situations. Brandon Kinsler, incidentally, the acquisition yesterday, not here today, expected for tomorrow's game. And the Nationals face another rookie, and they are 10-5 when they tangle with a pitcher. It was in his first year that they haven't seen, and it's going to be Chris O'Grady from George Mason making his 5th start of the big leagues against a guy who's won a couple of Cy Youngs.
I got one thing for you, Max Scherzer. It's all you really need to know tonight. Right-handed hitters are hitting 144 against Max since the start of the 2016 season. 97 for 675, 144. So good luck if you're a right-handed hitter in the Marlins lineup tonight.
So that's a lot of outs. It'll be Scherzer and the Nationals against O'Grady and the Marlins. The Nationals a win away from taking the series. Starting lineups and first pitch coming up from Miami. Is brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by the Virginia Lottery. Look for the game of the summer, the Corvette and Cash Scratcher from the Virginia Lottery. Nationals and Marlins getting set for game number 2 as the Nationals won the opener last night 1-0. Let's take a look at how the Nationals are going to line up tonight against Chris O'Grady. Wilmer Defoe will be in the leadoff spot for the 3rd time this year. Howie Kendrick in left batting 2nd. Harper, Zimmerman, Murphy, Rendon back together. Brian Goodwin hitting 8th against the lefty, but look how he stacks against the rookies. He has had a terrific rookie campaign. And they're going to face Chris O'Grady, FP, for the first time.
5th career start for O'Grady, coming off the best start of his young career. Went 7 shutout against the Reds last time out. 4-1 win, excuse me, for the Marlins. That was on July 27th. Threw 96 pitches, 60 for strikes, so he loves the cut fastball. He'll throw it backdoor to righties. He'll throw it into righties. And he just learned the changeup, and it's becoming one of his best pitches.
Started the year, spring training anyway, with the Angels. They released him at the end of spring training, and he signed a minor league deal with the Marlins, sitting out for a month. And here he is facing Max Scherzer. Let's set the Nationals defense now. Marlins defense.
The Marlins defense behind O'Grady, Ozuna, Yelich, Stanley outfield, Rojas, Dietrich left side, Gordon Talese right side, JT Real Muto behind the plate. Don't worry about it. I had one of those cafecitos, the Cuban coffees, and my hair is standing straight up right now. I'm ready to rock.
Is that a good sign?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Talese at first, a converted catcher playing over there. Set to get underway, Wilmer Defoe against Chris O'Grady. Underway at 7-11 with a strike. Adrian Johnson has the plate with Eric Cooper at first. The crew chief at second base is Gary Cederstrom, and Gabe Morales at third. Defoe from this side of the plate has been strong, .314 with 2 of his 4 homers. Doesn't chase.
You know, Grady's fastball average is 87 miles an hour, so it's not like he's going to blow it by. It's more about that cutter at 82, 83, 84 that he throws inside to right. He's got a lot of late movement.
Sends this one foul. Past Bob Henley.
5th time this year that Wilmer's led off.
And Kendrick batting second, getting his 3rd start in left field for the Nats. 2-2 to Defoe.
You know, I'm looking at the crowd and I'm surprised there's this many people here tonight.
It was an adventure to get here.
It was more than an adventure. It rained all afternoon, and I mean rained hard. Tropical Depression Emily's up north in Tampa or something like that, and there's thunderstorms all over the place here. There was street flooding, cars stopped, 4-wheel drives wouldn't go through the water. I mean, there was rivers and lakes and floods all over this place. We had trouble getting here. I didn't think there'd be more than a couple hundred people here tonight. It's crazy out there.
They're going to send out the Masson rowboat to get us.
It was raining frogs and pets' heads were falling off. It was crazy.
This one's going to be out of play to the right.
Well, you know, some tough losses are hard to get over. You know, the walk-off losses, but some wins and experiences are tough to get over. And I still have last night on my mind big time. That was a very, very special evening with a very special young man.
Here's the pitch. And Defoe down swinging to begin the ball game. So Grady, you mentioned the start against the Reds, had 5 strikeouts. He gets Defoe for the first out. With all that the Gio has going on, and talked about it in the open with Jose Fernandez, Gio is on the verge of being a dad again. Any day.
Yeah. I mean, just the way the whole thing went last time. I mean, we talked about it in the open. Just D. Gordon was, that's the part that didn't hit me till I got back to the hotel room last night. But like, wait, the guy that broke up the no-hitter was the guy that paid the tribute to Jose Fernandez when he went up right-handed, imitated Jose's stance, turned around left-handed, hit the only home run he hit all year. And then he's the guy that broke up the no-hitter. I mean, it all just, I mean, if you believe in divine intervention, last night was, it was spooky in some regards, the way it all happened.
Kendrick has his 3rd hit since joining the Nationals. His first 2 doubles. He has the Nationals in the hit column with a 1-out single to right.
Well, there goes the no-hitter. I think it's the first time Howie Kendrick has had that honor, so that's something he'll take to arbitration and his agent will bargain with. I got one, there goes the no-hitter with the Nationals. Good swing.
Do you have those, is that an incentive clause that guys have?
It is.
Okay.
They have bonuses in their contract for, I think it's $100,000 for every there goes a no-hitter. And
when you were talking about the no-hitter and the symmetry with Gordon, from the National side, I'm looking at it that Yelich is hitting 3rd.
Right.
And Jordan Zimmerman, the first no-hitter in Nationals history, ended with Yelich robbed by Steven Souza in left center. I'm thinking he's going to be the last out.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like
didn't quite get there.
The Marlins are enjoying almost being no-hit or no-hit by the Nationals.
And it was a 1-0 game, and the Nationals made a defensive substitution in left field, as they did that day.
Yep.
Harper with the RBI hit in last night's game, his 80th run batted in, 1-1.
Nats are 20-3 when Bryce has an RBI on the road. You can hear conversation. Listen to this.
You hear him take a deep breath.
I mean, you are in the game tonight, folks.
Fastball up there from O'Grady.
Did you hear him grunt in the middle of the swing?
Yeah.
I mean, he always does, but you just never hear it. He does it in batting practice, too. It's more like a violent exhale than anything. Let's see if we can hear it again.
We'll wait until Max takes the hill.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a grunt-a-palooza tonight.
Tennis match. O'Grady with one pickoff. Kendrick stole 8 with the Phillies. 8 out of 11. That was the changeup around 80. Harper just a shade behind Murphy in the NL batting race, and the Nationals still very well represented for the top 7.
It's crazy and amazing.
Rendon back in the lineup tonight. There's Murphy. Rendon with the game off last night. So 3 through 6 back together. Ripped foul.
Nice play, dude. Watch this. I mean, listen to this. You can hear Bryce tap his bat on the plate. Watch. Turn up your TV. Batting gloves. Yeah. Watch.
Just missed. Start Kendrick here.
I mean, if he's got a good read and you're confident that Bryce is going to put it in play, I think that's the most important thing. If Dusty Baker thinks Bryce is going to not strike out here, then you start the runner. He's betting on contact. I don't think he's going to go. And they're making sure.
Bringing you the sounds of the game.
Yeah.
Velcro.
Be careful what you say. The players can hear it tonight. StatCast powered by AWS. 11-foot lead. 10, 11, 10, 11.
Going. It's a deep center. But playable for Yelich. 2 away. Ryan Zimmerman will get his first look at O'Grady. Tough luck 0 for 4 last night for Zim. He was robbed twice on diving plays. Once by the second baseman Gordon, once by the shortstop Rojas.
I've seen Ryan for 7 years now, Dave. You've seen him longer than that. These are the kind of guys he owns. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but you feel like he's going to barrel something up.
4 homers in his last 8 games. Remember, he's sitting an RBI, or tied an RBI away from setting the franchise record, and he's done big-time damage against the Marlins, both here in Miami and at home. Some of his memorable walk-offs have been against the Marlins. Just outside, 2-0. Grady cut loose by the Angels in the springs. Then after signing with the Marlins, he made 9 starts, 12 appearances at AAA New Orleans, and was called up July the 7th to move into the rotation.
The greenest of green lights. Didn't want it. Ground ball down there. You want to get him elevated a little bit more than that, especially in a 3-0 count.
They made O'Grady work. This will be his 24th pitch on a 3-1. And it'll go full. So Kendrick will get the head start.
Ryan slugging .649 against lefties this year. Done some damage. And most of his damage has been the other way. 42% of the balls he hits off lefties or to right field.
His record breaker the other day into the bullpen and right. This one is belted to center, but Yelich is right there. He said he would barrel one up. He did. And just right at the center fielder to end the inning. Max Scherzer takes the hill next. So quiet in here, you can hear the fish swim, I think.
Those are killer whales, I believe, orcas.
Marlins lineup, Gordon with that no-hit breakup last night. Extended his hitting streak to 11. Stanton, Yelich, Ozuna, Realmuto, Dietrich in the lineup after sitting out last night. And then Talise, Rojas, and the pitcher, O'Grady. Mr. Scherzer takes the hill for start number 22.
Let's see what Max has in store for everybody tonight. He looked like he was really ready for this one. He's ready for all of them. 6 innings of 3-hit, 1-run ball last start on the 27th against Milwaukee. Earned his 12th win of the year. 9 strikeouts in that one. 109 pitch effort, excuse me. Fastball, slider, curveball change. Fastball 94 on average this year.
Had some run support in that one. That was the 8-homer game. 15-2 win. He starts Gordon with a cutter. Gordon at 297 with his 11-game hitting streak. Gets the curve in there, 1-2.
Usually doesn't go the curve this early. Interesting selection by Max. It's a good one. He only throws it 8% of the time. This time it works to D. Gordon. Remember, that's the pitch he got a hit on last night off Gio.
Even up to the guy you want to keep off base, second in the league in steals against the second leading pitcher in terms of ERA. Gio Gonzalez stays third with those 8 shutout innings last night. Poked on the ground to Zim. He's going to race Gordon and beat him there by a step. Max was there if he needed him, but Zimmerman hustled over there. And the much anticipated Nationals defense.
Yeah, I've been waiting for it. There it is.
Since the top of the first.
Kendrick, Goodwin, Harper, your outfield. Defoe, Rendon, left side. Murphy, Zimmerman, right side. Matt Wieters behind the plate. Look who's back at third tonight. There he is after a day off. Anthony Rendon, Wilmer Defoe. They'll be fighting over pop-ups all night long.
Dusty loves Rendon after a day off. Feels he comes back gangbusters. He'll be batting second in the next inning. Giancarlo Stanton had the big hit against Max in that no-hit game that took to the 8th inning. Single that gave the Marlins the 2-1 win.
Yeah, I've been around baseball a long time, Dave. I've never seen an opposing player clap for a pitcher as he exits the game after he almost throws a no-hitter.
Popped him up.
Hit the roof.
Almost did. Defoe settled under it. Had to wait a while. May have eaten a sandwich. He was there so long.
but
wow.
I mean, getting back to that, it just goes to show you what last night meant to everybody in this ballpark. You know, the fact that Giancarlo Stanton was classy enough to be in the moment to know that Gio was a friend of Jose's and he pitched a great game on the guy's birthday, and just to see that moment of sportsmanship, you just don't see that. I saw Felix Hernandez last night go hug Adrian Beltre and congratulate him before he hit against him. I'm old school, but I'm starting to come around to all this. I just think it's cool.
Yeah, you were good. You were fine with that one.
Yeah, I was. I don't think it makes you compete any less. I don't think it makes you less of a competitor. I mean, today's game's different. You're not trying to beat the opponent and then hurt him and slide into him and crush him. I mean, that's the way it was back in the day, but the game has changed.
A couple hops to Zimmerman. Ryan busy in the inning. Scherzer, 1, 2, 3. They did it very quickly, 10 pitches. Murphy will start off the top of the second. No score.
By the Marlins. I'm calling no. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller time later in the ball game. It's brought to you by Miller Lights.
If they need help tearing it down, I'll be the first.
Well, it's good intentions, and we've had a lot of fun with it on TV over the years. But I think it's going.
Take a Jeep inside the numbers. The Nationals by month finished July with 16 wins. Dusty Baker, his goal is 15 a month. That gets you to 90. They didn't quite get there in June, but they did in July.
I think they're on pace to win about 150 games, if I'm not mistaken. Just doing the math real quick.
Incidentally, Dusty Baker, you're talking about math and numbers. He is now tied for the winningest manager active. He tied Bruce Bochy last night.
So it's a big night for him. What are the Giants doing? Where are they playing?
They're playing Oakland. So Dusty can put a little pressure on him.
Yep.
18-29 for Dusty. He was 23 behind Bochy when the year started.
Yeah.
This one ripped toward the corner, and extra bases for Murphy. Murphy off to Schneid. He was hitless in the Rockies series and 0 for 11 his last 4 games, and he's due for a big night as a result. He gets the inning started with his 34th double. A bullet.
And no stride, lift up the heel, back to his old stance. He's been tinkering a little bit. Stood up the other day, wasn't in the squat like we're used to seeing, but that's the old Daniel Murphy. So earned his middle name again. Hits. Nice swing.
Anthony Rendon now, 316.
Somebody needs to go down and tell the players we can hear every word they're saying tonight. Dan, tell them. That was in case you're wondering.
Adrian Johnson with the play-by-play. Just take the night off and let him call it.
Let's do it. I'm good.
Just foul.
It's a situation where I don't think you necessarily move the runner early in the game. You know, you got a guy in the batter's box hitting 316 with 69 RBI, so he knows how to drive it or run. He's hitting 6th in the lineup, protecting Daniel Murphy. And you generally don't give up an at-bat early and hit a 14 hopper to second for 7, 8, 9 coming behind you. So if you're Anthony Rendon right now, drive the ball. Wherever he pitches it, hit it hard. You don't have to massage it to the right side. I mean, it's okay if you do.
And he's going to drive one in. Murphy can crawl home, and Rendon will jog into second. Back-to-back doubles, 70 RBIs for Rendon. Nationals 1, Marlins nothing. So now 4 Nationals with 70-plus ribbies as Rendon joins the club.
That's the 6th or 7th inning. It's a tie ball game. Yeah, maybe you do hit a ground ball to second, but it's early. It's the 2nd inning. You got Max Scherzer on the mound, so why not? 69 RBIs into 70. Bullet in the gap. And just like that, it's 1-0. Tony Two Bags with a double here in the 2nd.
Same thought here, same approach for Wieters.
Yeah, you got 8 on deck, 9 in the hole. Absolutely. Drive them in. Pull the ball. It doesn't matter. Just get them in.
And that's going to stay fair. Rendon holds. Long throw. Nice dig there by Talise, the former catcher. So Wieters out on the ground out.
Calling all Hokies. I don't have your numbers, so I can't really call you. Join the Nationals on Tuesday, August 8th. We celebrate 3rd of 7 college days. That's at Nats Park. Where else would it be? With a special ticket, Virginia Tech students, alumni, and fans will enjoy an outfield reserve ticket and a dad hat that has a curly W on it in Virginia Tech colors. Visit nationals.com/special ticket. That's not a Virginia Tech hat. But wait, look at the one on the left.
That is a wow.
Oh. It's got the whole fish
That's
tank.
a busy bill.
Yeah, it's got the whole thing, the arc thing out in left field on his bill.
Ryan Goodwin hitting 8th against the lefty. Goodwin with the double off the center field wall last night in the 6th inning. Turned out to be the only run of the game when Harper drove him in. Grady's curve missing.
Yeah, we'd still be playing if it wasn't for that. Get a long game.
One and two.
You know, how do you hit a guy that throws this slow? 87, you know, curveball 75, change to 78. Let it get deep. Think about going up the middle the other way. And if you're a right-handed hitter, take the cutter out of the equation because it's dangerous to look in there for that cutter because it opens up all of his other pitches.
This one to the right side. Talise a little juggle. Race to the bag, and Goodwin's going to win the race. So O'Grady, the left-handed throwing pitcher, fell off a bit to the third base side, and Goodwin smelling a hit. There was a juggle there by Talise. Nice hustle, and he was there with a little room to spare.
Yeah, I didn't see this coming, but it didn't look like O'Grady was that late getting there. He might have hesitated once he was looking for the ball. But you're right, he finished toward third. I don't know if he's busting it or just slow, but Brian Goodwin beat him either way. I mean, he gets over there. But watch when he looks for the ball, how he decelerates. Right here. It's almost like he couldn't concentrate catching the ball and running full speed at the same time, so he had to slow down to catch the ball, and that's why Goodwin beat him.
So Goodwin gets the infield hit. So now you set up the first and third situation with Scherzer, who handles the bat well. He has 8 hits. He has 5 sacrifices. What do you think here?
Look at that. That's what I think. 5 for 8 with runners.
So let him take a hack?
Yeah. You got a guy on deck that's hitting 360, maybe not, but he's clutching these situations.
Marlins are expecting the bunt.
I showed. He's bunting.
Well, if you can get a bunt down to the certain spot, Rendon could read it, maybe score.
Yeah. Certain spot would be the first because Tomas Talis has to hold the runner on. So that's where you bunt.
He has not played a whole lot of first, and he's primarily a catcher.
And I just don't think Max is ever comfortable bunting. I mean, he does a lot of things better than a lot of people, and including hitting with runners in scoring position, but bunting, he just never looks really comfy to me. He gets it done a lot of times, but the way he holds the bat way down to protect his throwing hand, he just doesn't look comfy.
And a dribbler.
I like it.
He took the cut.
Oh, pizza. Order the Max Scherzer special at papajohns.com. Get 31% off all pizzas with the code Scherzer31. 10% will be donated to the Nats Youth Baseball Academy. That's cool. I remember when the Nats signed Max Scherzer, I walked around my apartment all day saying Scherzer, trying to pronounce it right. I think we got it by now.
You got it. Yeah.
We got it, yeah, we got it.
Scherzer at least showing bunt. Doesn't follow through with it though, and pulls one to deep left field. This has got a chance. Max Scherzer, his first major league home run to the Clevelander and beyond. And they love it in the dugout. Max Scherzer makes it 4-0. A bomb.
Silent treatment for Max. That's why you let him swing. I'm telling you, man, he's a competitor. And he competes when he has a chance to help himself out with runners in scoring position. We've seen it now. Every single time he clutches up. He may be one of the most clutch hitters on the ball club when he's pitching.
6 for 9.
Did not see that coming, however. In a big ballpark, Max Scherzer hits his first major league home run. I think Jordan Zimmerman hit his first in this ballpark.
He did. First game the Nationals ever played here. He's just trying to get a sac fly.
Oh.
That's all. And Defoe with a looper, and that'll fall. Oh, big inning for the Nationals.
Show me the Max Tater again. Are you kidding me? The leg kick, got that cutter down and in. Look at the reaction. The bat flip. Oh my goodness. No words. Nice catch. And then you could hear the joy as he crossed home plate. Look at him. I mean, that's a good trot for a guy that's never trotted before. Check it out.
So what do you think, Little League? High school maybe?
Yeah, I mean.
It's been a long time.
They tried to give him the silent treatment, but there's just no way you hold off on that emotion. So Gio with a near no-hitter last night, Max Scherzer with a 3-run tater tonight. And we all saw that coming, both of them.
He was showing bunt too, right? Before the pitch?
Not sure. I know he was on the pitch before. I think he just hit on that one. He just went leg kick and hit. Right, he's just ready to hit. Oh, he showed a little bit and then pulls it back early. Look at that, leg kick, go. You got to show his face again. Did you see that? I mean, you got to see that again. Everybody else was screaming, oh. I would have, but my mic's live. And he was screaming it once he hit it, or at least it looked like he was. It was a look of disbelief, whatever it was.
Kendrick toward the corner. Will it stay fair? No, just foul. That would have brought Defoe around.
I mean, if you're Chris O'Grady, you're thinking, ooh, Kendrick hits lefties good. I got Bryce Harper tonight, Ryan Zimmerman, Daniel Moore. Ooh, Rendon's been swinging it well. But at least, you know, when I get down to the pitcher, I'll be okay. Boom, 3-run Tater.
Now what?
4-0.
Strike 2 to Kendrick, who had a single to right field his first time up. Scherzer, the second Nationals pitcher to homer this year. Steven Strasburg had one. Real Muto keeps it in front.
Does that fan still have the ball? We need that ball. I'm sure Wally's on it. Yeah, he's still got it, right? Yeah, we got to get that ball. All right, we're coming out there to get you. Need that ball. He's got a good trade coming, too. He's going to get a Max Scherzer something autograph.
Kendrick toward left center. Yelich watching this one. It is gone. First as a National for Howie Kendrick. 6-0. Kendrick, number 3 on the year. 6-run inning. Still only 1 out. Harper to the right side. Gordon stumbling. Will throw him out.
I mean, just so much action right now. Where do we start? First, Max with a 3-run homer, first of his career. Then Howie Kendrick with his first as a Nat. What a time to be a Nats fan, right? You got near no-hitters, you got pitchers hitting 3-run homers, you're 22 games over 500, 14 games up in the division, your team's up 6. I mean, what more do you want out of a baseball team than what you're getting from this club this year?
Zimmerman, the 9th man to bat in the inning.
And I actually have kind of an out-of-the-box take on what the Dodgers did yesterday. I think it puts even more pressure on them to win based on all the moves they made yesterday.
World Series or bust?
Yes. So, yeah, do they look like they really improved? Do they look like they're going to be the team to beat? Okay, but in that town, I played there. In that town, with what they're doing already, adding those pieces, it puts even more pressure on them. And then when you have that chemistry thing going, you're 40 games over, you're walking people off every night, and you have guys that have contributed to that, and now you're saying, hey, we don't need you anymore. We got these new guys. It kind of disrupts the clubhouse chemistry a little bit, and then on top of that puts more pressure on them. So that's my spin on what the Dodgers did yesterday. They have to win the World Series, have to.
And it's not a Cubs-like drought, but 1988 since they've even been to the World Series.
Right.
So that's a while.
And, you know, that
thought it was low.
In past postseasons, that pressure was on the Nats. It's not on them this year. They felt like with, you know, leading the league in wins and their record and the way they've run away with division that, you know, they have to win the Bryce Harper. Hey, now somebody else has got that.
And Zimmerman down swinging to end the inning. But what an inning it was. A first. A couple of firsts. A first for Max. And a first for Kendrick. Remember this one. Nationals up 6. Second inning, a 6-run inning, a couple of home runs, including the first in the major leagues for Max Scherzer. But in between innings, FP, this happened.
Yeah, it's not good. Threw one pitch and shut it down. We're going to show it to you right now. Walk back to the dugouts and talk to Dusty Baker. Here's the pitch he threw. He says, "That's it, I'm done." Shut it down. I don't know if he hurt himself on the swing. I want to say I saw him talking to Dusty Baker and he's pointing to his neck. And I think we have that for you here in a second. And you know if that guy's shutting it down. So we're going to stay with it right here and show you what he said to Dusty Baker. If you can read lips, you know what he just said. I can't go. My neck. He said, "I'm sorry." And if you can see his neck, looks like he got a lot of treatment on it before the game because it's a little more discolored than the rest. The back is, at least. So, and let's hope it's his neck. And that's it. See if we see anything in the home run swing, Dave.
Other than craning his neck to watch.
Yeah. And I mean,
there's nothing there.
When I say his neck, it's better than pointing at his elbow or shoulder or something like that. And that's what I mean by that. So hopefully it's nothing. I'm just glad I didn't try to chief it out and make it worse. That's smart.
Well, it's going to be Matt Grace coming in as we'll take a break before the bottom of the second. Scherzer hits his first major league home run and is celebrating, and then has to shut it down after his first warm-up pitch.
You know, I wonder if he heard it on the swing or running around the bases, because watch him wince right here after he high-fives Jason Worth. Watch this. It's coming. Trust me, I just watched it. Right here. Yeah, something not right. Whatever it is, it's a sharp pain, because that's one tough dude.
From the highest of highs to the low in a second.
Yeah. Like I said, he didn't point at his arm, and that's where I'm hanging my hat on right now.
Well, Matt Grace is going to be called on to chew up some innings here. Facing Marcell Ozuna. Grace last worked on Sunday in game 1 of the doubleheader against the Rockies. 2 innings, 1 run, a couple of hits.
Those guys are talking about how they're going to piece it together right now tonight.
Well, not only tonight, FP, but tomorrow, because you've got a TBA. You're going to have to make a move for a starter tomorrow.
Well, you got to worry about tonight first. You got a 6-run lead. You'll get to tomorrow, and they're just talking about who's going how many and what's and who's available for how long.
Well, the good thing is Gio Gonzalez went 8 last night. Only Doolittle pitched out of the bullpen. All hands on deck. Back to Grace. And Matt, who's been keeping his infielders busy with the ground balls, handles that one himself. Matt Grace has done a nice job facing lefties, righties, whatever role Dusty Baker has used him. 26th appearance, 3.58 ERA. He was the one who came in. Remember when Joe Ross came out of the game right before the All-Star break, and Grace pitched almost 3 innings in that game, so he is capable, if he gets quick outs, of chewing up some of these innings. JT Realmuto, 308 hitter. First ball hunting toward Harper and right. Grace has the first 2 outs on 5 pitches. So Max Scherzer, 1 inning, 3 up, 3 down. No walks or strikeouts. He threw 10 pitches. And then hit a 3-run homer and threw 1 more warm-up pitch before departing. First at bat of the series for Derek Dietrich, who's now their primary third baseman, with Martin Prado out for the year with a knee injury. Marlins also found out today their young shortstop JT Riddle, he's going to miss the rest of the year. And their opening day starter Edinson Volquez out for the year. So they have been dealing with injuries on the Marlins side. Don Mattingly's team in 2nd place in the NL East despite all those injuries. Dietrich is one of the league leaders in hit by pitches, almost hit there.
You know, I'm thinking Max sprinted over on D. Gordon's ground ball to Ryan Zimmerman.
And he was there on Yelich.
Yeah, so he ran around a little bit in the top of the, or the bottom of the first. Just going over it my head trying to figure out what it might have been. It could have been a celebration. I mean, who knows?
And Dietrich draws the 2-out walk, first base runner of the game for Miami. Well, he really showed no symptoms of anything until really the celebration had ended.
The only thing I could go with, and you know, you see the back of his neck red. When you get treatment before a game, whether it's a heat pad or a stim machine or ultrasound, it'll irritate the skin, and the back of his neck was clearly a lot more red than the front. And that's what I'm going with.
Tomas Talise.
And per organizational policy, the Nats don't tell us what's going on with injuries until after the game. So you'll find out after, just like we do.
Two and one to Talise, who was called back up a week ago from AAA, where he hit .279. He's a switch hitter. Marlins are piecing it together at first base in the absence of Justin Bour. Has an oblique injury and will be out until September. So Grace, after 2 quick outs with a 2-out walk, and now 3 and 1 to the 7th place hitter. In the air to center, and Goodwin tracks this one down to retire the side. So Grace pitches around the 2-out walk, and it'll be Murphy to lead off as he did last inning. Baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. And as we take a look at the numbers, this is a big reason why the Nationals have the best road record in the National League at 34-19. Top 3 RBIs on the road, all wearing the curly W. None of them, though, have added to the total tonight. Anthony Rendon with an RBI double in the 2nd inning, then the Scherzer 3-run homer, and Howie Kendrick with the 2-run blast, all against Chris O'Grady. Will try to pick up the pieces after getting hit hard last inning. 6 runs and 6 hits. It all started with a Murphy double to right. This one to deep right center field. Yelich tracking on the track, has got it just in front of the wall.
Join fellow Big Ten alumni from across the DMV and show your school pride during Big Ten night at Nats Park. On Thursday, August 10th, enjoy the Nats Marlin game, 7:05, and take home a Big Ten koozie. Visit nationals.com/special ticket. Wear your Wolverine gear or you don't get in the ballpark.
What if you're a Spartan?
Doesn't matter. It's Big Ten Michigan night. That's all that matters.
You're ad-libbing that one, aren't you?
Buckeyes can stay at home. Spartans, Badgers. We don't need no stinking Badgers. No, it's Big Ten night. Everybody can come. My mom went to University of Michigan, so go blue.
How about the Terps?
Nope. Sorry.
All right.
They got their own night.
They got a night and a half, though.
That's true.
They go to Big Ten night.
Isn't it like the Big 27 now? Stuff like that?
The Big Ten has 12 and the Big 12 has 10 or something like that. Rendon got the Nationals on the board. His 70th run batted in. Popped him up. Rojas calls off Dietrich.
That was like an I got it fight. Did you hear it?
Oh yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, that was I got it. No, I got it. No, I got it. And then finally Rojas got it. That was about to get confrontational, I feel like.
So is Rojas just louder, or does shortstop just, he's the king?
Shortstop is like the center fielder. If he calls it, he's got an angle. They're still looking at each other right now. Yeah, he doesn't look happy. I think he's legit ticked off. He's never happy, though. I think he wakes up mad. Yeah, he's still talking to himself. I mean, I'd be all for a third baseman and a shortstop fight. It'd be awesome. Just drop your gloves and go hockey fight right there after the pop-up.
I was going to make a movie reference, but you don't go to movies. I found that out last night.
Well, I watched.
Wasn't it Major League 2 where the Indians had the fight in their own dugout?
Yeah.
And the umpires threw them all out?
Yeah, I mean, that was close to happening right there. You know, Anthony Rendon and Wilmer Defoe and Stephen Drew, they joke about it and they laugh. He was legit upset.
Just missed the outside. The change. And a 2-out walk for Wieters. First walk drawn by the Nationals tonight. So O'Grady denied the 1-2-3 inning. Key play in that last inning was Goodwin's hustle. Legged out the infield hit. Set the table for Scherzer's 3-run homer.
You know, as a player, there's nothing better than getting a hit when you think you made an out. You hit it and you're like, oh.
I thought there's nothing better than getting called off on a pop-up.
Well,
when you're camped under it.
I don't know. We'll keep an eye on those two. Might have to break them up.
Goodwin waiting on that 2-0 and second straight 3-ball count now. O'Grady gets the strike.
It's number 70 coming already.
Matt Grace, a rare relief pitcher at bat, could be forthcoming. And he'll get one as Goodwin draws ball 4. So bottom of the order. And O'Grady struggling to get through it with the back-to-back walks to the 7 and 8 hitters. With Scherzer out of the game after 1 inning, Grace in essence becomes a starting pitcher. He'll hit for himself here, and who knows, may get a couple of turns tonight. 2 at-bats, both have been strikeouts.
Got a good swing. I don't know if I see him hit against a lefty yet. He's got a decent swing.
Two on for him.
He has to channel his inner Mark Grace right now. Slap one to left.
He's looking to the third base coach for a sign.
And then put both fists right under each armpit and run to first like Gracie used to do.
2 outs, the sign is hit away. The rip there at the cutter. Stayed alive, came up and hit the bat.
Have 2 different pitchers ever homered back to back?
Not in Nats history. And called strike 3 by the home plate umpire Adrian Johnson. Nationals strand 2. They're up big after 2.5.
Scherzer out after an inning. Something going on with his neck, it looked like, after he hit a 3-run tater. MLB.com Bat is your #1 mobile app for live Nats baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Nationals home screen icons, app features, as well as game day live game video highlights and StatCast. Download MLB.com @Bat today.
FP, we love to be accurate here. The Big Ten is actually the Big 14. It's going to be a crowded Big Ten night.
Well, you were closer than I was. You said 12, and I said 27, so you went.
Okay. Yeah, you went over.
Yeah, and that's the most love that promo's ever gotten. Big Ten night. I'm in. I can't wait. I think all the bands from every school should be there in just one section.
Second inning of work for Matt Grace. And he'll start it off against Miguel Rojas. Marlins shortstop. Marlins are going to make it a short night for their starter. A.J. Ellis is going to pinch hit. So O'Grady, the former George Mason Patriot, is going to be done after 3. To right center. Goodwin tracking. And can't get it. It's by him. Harper's got to chase it down. Rojas can run for a while. This will be a stand-up triple for Rojas. His first of the year. First Marlins hit of the ball game.
Yeah, good effort by Brian. I thought he was going to track this down, but the ball kept slicing away from him. Left his feet as the ball gets by him. And then right here you're wondering double or triple, but the ball actually got past Bryce all the way to the wall, so a stand-up leadoff triple here in the third for the Marlins.
And it brings in A.J. Ellis, the longtime Dodger, who, as we talked about in the open, broke up Max Scherzer's no-hit bid here in June with the infield hit off Max's glove. Big right-hander Brian Ellington will be on next for Miami. So Grady out after 3 innings and 6 runs, 7 hits. 0-2 to Ellis.
So Grace has done so well, just turning that sinker over, keeping it down the zone. You see what happens when it's elevated, but when he keeps it down, he's a ground ball machine.
That almost hit him.
Thought I heard 2 sounds. Like it
on a night like tonight?
Yeah.
I thought I heard 2 sounds.
Like it grazed him and then hit Matt Wieters' glove.
No argument. You can challenge hit by pitch. They will not. Got him swinging. First strikeout for Matt Grace as he puts down the pinch hitter Ellis. D. Gordon's ground out against Scherzer. Good pick by Wieters there. Let's send it down to Dan Kolko. Dan?
Dave, an update on Max Scherzer from the Nationals. They're saying he has a neck spasm, that he slept on it funny, and that he came out of the game as a precaution. So we thought it was the neck. It looked like that's what Max was saying. That is indeed what it is.
And Gordon with a bunt try. Thank you, Dan. So an update very quickly with Scherzer out in the 2nd inning. Neck spasm.
Well, we can all breathe a little easier and hope that thing heals quickly and he doesn't miss a start. And if he has to miss a start, that's fine too. But thanks for the update. That's great. Now everybody can breathe a little bit easier.
This will bring a run in with the infield back. Murphy throws him out. Marlins get on the board. 6-1. Gordon, 22nd run batted in. Nationals will take the trade though, get out number 2. So he hit that home run, that tape measure shot with an neck spasm.
Yeah. Probably didn't help. Swinging the bat with a sore neck. It looks like they got an autographed ball in return for Max's home run ball. See all the signatures on it?
Yeah, I don't think that was game used.
No. It's probably for Max.
There's a lot of signatures on it. Reno to Stanton. Marlins have a run in against Grace. And the 3-0 strike. Stanton draws his 54th walk of the year. How do you like Stanton as a second hitter?
Well,
They've done it a lot this year with Prado hurt.
You see a lot of teams put power hitters in the 2 spot just to get them more at-bats throughout the course of the season, throughout the course of a game. Just try to get them up there top of the order. It's kind of the new thing. I think the Mets hit Cespedes second for a while.
Yelich hitting third with Stanton second.
Yeah, you just want, you want your best hitters up there.
Prado's a big loss for them.
Bryce has hit second a bunch of times for Dusty this year.
Yelich, the last Marlin to face Scherzer, grounded out in the first. Dug out by Wieters to make it 2-1. And the ground ball on cue after it's one of the top 5 in ground ball percentage. Nice play by Zimmerman as he was holding the runner. Or that ball may get down the line. The Marlins get a run. We go to the 4th, 6-1 Nationals.
To lead off for the Nationals, Defoe has hit some monster home runs over the last few weeks, and this coming from a guy who's generously, very generously, listed at 5'11". I asked assistant hitting coach Jack Jones the other day how Defoe, a guy of his size, has been able to generate the pop that he has and the type of lengthy home runs that he's hit. Jack immediately shook his head. He smiled. He said, "I have no idea." Truly surprised with the pop that Wilmer has shown. But what Jock really likes about Defoe of late is actually similar, FP, to what you've been talking about. Those long homers haven't gone to his head and affected his approach. He's still taking his singles the other way, still hitting the ball on a line and on the ground. And Jock said that since Defoe was briefly sent down in mid-June, his swing has gotten a little shorter, a little more consistent. But what he really likes is that the homers haven't changed Defoe's approach overall.
All right, thank you, Dan. The Coons.com sideline report: over 2 million vehicles sold and counting.
Well, it's
biceps too.
Yeah, biceps, guns. Mucho fuerte. But his playing time's become more consistent. When you play every day and you're in the lineup, especially with Stephen Drew on the DL, it's more of a relaxation you have that you don't have to go 4 for 3 or 5 for 4 every night. You try too hard sometimes as a young player when you get one little opportunity a week or maybe 2. And now you can make adjustments. You're seeing velocity. You can make pitch-by-pitch adjustments as a hitter versus, day-by-day adjustments when you just have one at-bat. So he just looks comfortable now.
And you'll get velocity from the new pitcher, our throwing Brian Ellington.
A 16th appearance. Pretty big ERA at 9.60. A lot of walks. And opponents hitting .333.
They like the power arm. Average is about 97 with the fastball. And a power curve. Third stint in the big leagues, plus 20 appearances at AAA. He's out of the University of West Florida. And he will turn 27 on August the 4th. Defoe sends this one toward left. And Ozuna into foul ground. Retires Wilmer.
Howie Kendrick last time up, second inning gone. First home run is a Nat. Tell you what, that's a sneaky great acquisition by Mike Rizzo and the Nationals. This guy knows what he's doing. They could sit around for a week, give you a good at-bat. He can fill in a lot of different positions. He could be an everyday guy for you. He just knows how to hit. He knows how to play the game the right way.
The home run is third of the year, first as a National, and he's going for a 3-hit game, and he's got it. That one off the glove of Gordon, who made a nice effort. And so Kendrick with a couple of singles plus the homer. We had 2 hits coming in with the Nationals, and he's got 3 in 4 innings.
Yeah, going the other way. He knew he had a pull side homer last time. Probably get something on the other side. And thinking that way, that's what he does best. When you see Howie Kendrick locked in, hit line drives all over the place, but mostly to right center.
The Nationals' 8th hit.
It's always somebody like Howie Kendrick that's an October hero, too. You know, the guy you at least suspect.
He's been there. Been there a lot. Harper after the change.
I remember in 2010 when the Giants won it for the first time, Cody Ross was the guy. I mean, who would have thought Cody...
Took Roy Halladay deep twice.
Yeah, who would have thought Cody Ross was going to win your ring? And he was a waiver wire. I mean, after the waiver wire trade. The Giants got him to keep him away from the Padres, and he won him a World Series. Similar players.
That one does not count. Harper doing his damage on the road, looking for his first hit tonight.
Ellington's fastball average is 97.6 this year, so to your point, Dave, this guy throws heat. Figure out how to harness that heat.
Kendrick running, and Harper swinging, and Kendrick had a real good jump. He knows he had that one. Telling Gordon he had it.
Yeah, as a hitter, though, you can't take 2 strikes for a base stealer ever. And a guy like Bryce Harper shouldn't even take 1.
Kendrick holding this time. 2-2. Zimmerman will be next. And got him on a changeup away. First strikeout for Ellington.
Yeah, 90-mile-an-hour changeup away. So the pitch before was 99. This is 90. And Bryce gearing up for what looked like a fastball in, got the changeup away.
That was your Mercedes-Benz pitch cast, showing that one tailing away.
Ryan asking for time. He wasn't granted time, and he just stepped out and got a ball.
Would be smiling if it was a strike. They're making sure it's ball one.
I think they were just eavesdropping on a conversation in the third row, and they wanted the guys that were having that conversation to finish it. Distracted them. It's like, are you guys done? Okay, I'll hit now.
Zimmerman with 2 outs and Kendrick at first. Nationals 6 runs in the second. Marlins got their run back in the third. 2-1. Kendrick running. Pitch a strike, and the throw is perfect from Real Muto, and Kendrick is nabbed to end the inning. So 1 hit, nobody left. Matt Grace will face the middle of the order when we come back. Time now for our Geico highlights. It was a very eventful top of the second inning and bottom of the second inning. Max Scherzer's first career home run, a 3-run shot. He had a 6-0 lead after an inning and a half. But first sign of trouble after the celebration, he threw 1 warm-up pitch and shut it down. He was done. A neck spasm. The Nationals indicating that he slept wrong last night and was removed as a precaution. Scherzer taking himself out of the game. And those are your Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. So Matt Grace trying to pick up for Scherzer, has pitched 2 innings and has allowed 1 run on 1 hit, a couple of walks. He got Ozuna to ground back to him in the second inning. Ozuna leading off the bottom half of the 4th with a shot toward the middle and through for the Marlins' second hit. Leadoff single, Marcell Ozuna. 2018 Nats Plus memberships are on sale now. Guarantee the best available seats for the 2018 regular season. Plus get access to 2017 postseason tickets, 2018 All-Star Game tickets, and the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. Visit nationals.com/2018 today. Marlins Park, the site of the 2017 All-Star Game. We didn't figure when we came to the ballpark today, FP, that Max Scherzer would pitch the same 1 inning he did in the All-Star game. So 2 straight outings here.
Well, I'm just glad that, it's nothing with his arm.
Yep. The neck spasm.
Now, those could take a while to take care of it, be 100%. But with the 14-game lead, you're playing well. There's no need to push anything right now. Make sure everybody's healthy in September and October.
Sure. And with Max feeling it there, if you try to pitch through that, you may mess something else up. Your mechanics could get off.
Yeah, nobody knows his body like Max, and if he feels like something up here is going to affect something down there or something in his lower half, I mean, he doesn't take chances because he knows. He's smart. He's one of the smartest pitchers I've ever been around when it comes to knowing yourself, your mechanics, and everything that goes into pitching. And overcompensating is one thing he worries about when something else is hurting and it's not his arm.
Grace in his 3rd inning here. A leadoff hit, now a 3-0 count to Real Muto, and that's going to send Mike Maddox to the phone as Grace approaches 40 pitches. And he walked him. So looking at Grace's recent outings, 42 is his high pitch count. And he gets through 33 on Sunday, and Mike Maddox is going to go out and stall for some time as the Nationals bullpen gets busy, and Sammy Solis may be getting ready very quickly.
I'll say this about Max sleeping on that thing wrong. In South Florida, you have the air conditioner cranked. And, I've lived there before. And sometimes you get that room so cold that you sleep on something funny and you wake up sore. Had that happen to me here before, too. I mean, this is the only 4 seasons, or I forget what hotel we're staying at, with cots in it. So maybe that had something to do with it.
You can't see Max on a cot. No. Derek Dietrich. Grace has that good sinker. He'd love to dial up 2 here.
Dietrich can run a little bit, so he'll have to be hit right at somebody, but he's a definite double play candidate if you get it on the ground.
1-1. Dietrich walked on 5 pitches in the 2nd inning. Foul to the left, 1-2. Grace misses low, evening the count as the veteran Dustin McGowan warms. Dietrich, the 6th place hitter. Don Mattingly getting somebody ready. He's already used one of his 4 bench players as a pinch hitter, but this team has a chance to get back in this game. They want to have somebody ready. Slowly hit. Murphy's only play is going to be first. He hurries the throw there to get the out. Murphy had to contend with Real Muto running by him, too. Productive out for Dietrich, advancing the runners to scoring position.
When you're behind by 5 runs or 6 runs, as the Marlins were early, you can't pick and choose where you fire your bullets. You have to fire them when you have opportunity. And right now, Don Mattingly's saying, he's got the bullpen up. If it gets down to my 9th spot, I got to pinch hit.
And the other thing in that Marlins dugout, I'm sure once Max left the game, that changed the complexion for them completely.
It looked like 26-0 with Max Scherzer pitching in the 6-run lead.
A lot of outs to get. Tomas Talis, the hitter. Crack towards center. Goodwin, and reaches down for the shoestring catch. A run will score. Sac fly for Talis. Goodwin, who had a triple go over his diving attempt in the third inning, makes a nice running shoestring grab to get the second out. It's now 6-2.
That play right there is the hardest play for a center fielder. It's a low line drive, and you have to judge, do I go in or go back? And he had to go to the side, and a running catch right off the grass. And if this gets by him, all heck breaks loose. So nice play by Brian Goodwin. Sack fly for Talise, but a pretty sweet play by the Nats center fielder.
If that's by him, they're still running.
Yep.
It's probably a triple. But Grace can limit the damage if he can get Rojas, who hit the ball over Goodwin last inning. This one is not going to be playable. Tyler Moore would hit if Rojas extends the inning. Look out. That one into the whole rows of seats beyond the Nationals dugout. That was a screamer. Grace a strike away from getting out of it and finishing 3 innings. That would be the longest outing of his big league career. He's matched it with 2 2/3. To Zimmerman, just foul. Grace doing some heavy lifting at 50 pitches.
That conversation you saw between Dusty and Mike Maddox, they were trying to figure it out. Hey, how far can he go? Who's next? Who's after that?
3 walks have driven up that pitch count. You'll take it if you can get out of this inning at 6-2. He's a strike away. Would not chase. And Wieters is going to talk things over. Nationals at 63-41. They've won a couple in a row, and this head-to-head series against the Marlins leading 4-3. A win today would give them the series. Tried the off speed again. Is this his last hitter, do you think?
I think so. I don't think that was a stall piece. I think with Real Muto on second base, a catcher, they changed the signs.
The 2-2. Shot towards center. It's going to be a base hit. Goodwin is going to try to throw him out. And the throw is not in time and gets away. And so Rojas will take second at least. And the Marlins, once down 6-0, have cut it in half. RBI hit for Rojas. He's 2 for 2. Throw lost a little bit of steam on the first bounce from Goodwin.
He charged it hard. He got it on a hop. But Real Muto can run, and not just for a catcher, he can run. So he's in there easily. The ball gets by Wieters. He's trying to maybe tag too soon before he catches it. It goes 5-hole, and that allows Rojas to get to second base.
And so Dusty Baker's going to make the Jiffy Lube pitching change. Choose a winning team for your vehicle. Jiffy Lube for value and convenience. JiffyLubeDC.com. Sammy Solis is coming in. Was brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Marlins are right back in it. They have cut the Nationals' lead in half, and they still have a chance to do more damage. Sammy Solis will come on, try to put out the fire and face a former National and pinch hitter Tyler Moore.
Yeah, fastball, curveball change for Solis. Fastball 94 miles an hour. Opponents hitting 368. First hitters are hitting 375.
Brief stint at AAA Syracuse. He made his first appearance back Saturday against the Rockies with a 1-2-3 inning. Facing the pinch hitter Tyler Moore. First ball swinging. That is a foul ball to Rendon. Moore batting for the pitcher Ellington. He's been often used as a pinch hitter. 9 for 31 with a homer. Solis with the runner at second, Rojas. He took second on the throw. They did not charge an error on Goodwin. That one high and tight, sending Moore diving out of the way. Moore with the Nationals 2012 through 15. Very successful as a pinch hitter as a rookie, and then struggled in that role in 13 and 14, but he's done well coming off Don Mattingly's bench this year. Takes a ball away. Last year was a lost year for Tyler. He only played 25 games in the minor leagues with a pair of hamstring injuries. Fouled that straight back, 2-2.
Yeah, bounced around with the Braves. They released him, went to the Marlins, had a good spring training for these guys, got an opportunity with Justin Moore when he went down the first time. Did a nice job for the Marlins. He's done a nice job this year for him.
Solis trying to finish him off. Fouled that one away. Solis checking on Rojas and gets strike 3 called with a breaking ball over the inside corner. It'll be Ryan Zimmerman to lead things off as the Nationals' lead has been cut to 3, 6-3 after 4. 6-3 here in Game 2 of this series. Time to go inside the numbers with Jeep, and look at how the Nationals have been having some long winning streaks on the road. A sizable margin over the next closest teams, the Dodgers and the Mariners, as far as 3-game winning streaks or longer on the road over the last 4 years. And the Nationals have won 3 straight currently coming into this one, as they won the last 2 in Phoenix on the last road trip. Veteran right-hander Dustin McGowan comes on for the 5th inning.
A fastball slider change for McGowan. Fastball 94, slider 86, change 87.
Story of his career is perseverance, often injured in his time with the Blue Jays. He's 35. Zimmerman, first ball swinging to deep left center, but playable. Ozuna has it. Zim was at the plate when Kendrick was caught stealing to end the 4th. McGowan, who is highly touted as a Blue Jays starting pitching prospect, has missed 3 different seasons, 3 full years due to injuries. Had major shoulder problems and missed a year with plantar fasciitis in his right foot. That was 2009, 10, and 12. So in a 4-year span, he made 5 major league appearances, 5 appearances, period. Here he is at the tail end of his career, pitching out of the bullpen. What if he got the 2nd inning started with a double?
Looks like he's really focusing on keeping his front side closed. Look at his front shoulder. He'll kind of roll it back a little bit too, right there.
Toward Gordon. 2 quick outs from McGowan on 3 pitches. Nationals offense got the jump on the starter O'Grady. Rendon an RBI double in the 2nd inning. Just missing. Slider taken, and Rendon ahead in the count.
All right, looking for one of those heaters, catch it out front, do some damage right here with 2 outs. A little 2-out lightning in a 2-0 count.
Now on a 3-0 count. Nationals with 8 hits so far. Last night the teams combined for 5 hits. Howie Kendrick with 3 himself. The Nationals 3 hits in last night's game over 9 innings. And the Marlins with 2 in the 9th inning. Shot foul, and it'll go full to Rendon. McGowan trying to come all the way back, and he can't do it. He lost him. So the Nationals have still not had a 1-2-3 inning.
Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 home runs hit by the Nats this season. Lexus, experience amazing. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales event is only for a limited time. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
So they added $500 in the 2nd inning, $250 for Kendrick and $250 for Scherzer as Wieters rolls one to the second baseman. That'll retire the side. Nationals leave a man halfway done. Nationals doubling the Marlins 6-3.
Out for the bottom of the 5th inning. Sammy pitched a clean inning the other day on Saturday against the Rockies and looked like the old Sammy Solis. Got a fastball, 2 tappers back to the mound, and told me earlier today that that was the best that he'd felt this entire year. And he had a nerve issue earlier on this season that landed him on the disabled list, and it took him a while to really feel like himself again. Said he'd been waiting for his arm to just kind of wake up, so to speak. Said that can often be the case with nerve injuries. You just kind of wait for it to come back. And he said the other day he felt that second life back on his heater, and his secondary stuff was sharper too. His curveball, he said, was super loopy before, had much more bite the other day. That recent stint in Syracuse, guys, he said it was great for him to get a chance to work on some things and give that arm time to come back around.
Thank you, Dan. Gordon with a slapper through into right field for a hit. Solis used a curve to strike out Moore to get out of the 4th inning. Dan's sideline report, Coons.com sideline report, over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. So Gordon has his first hit and now a 12-game hitting streak. So the Marlins 3 straight innings with a leadoff man on base, and they've chipped away, and now the big bats are coming with Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna.
Well, down by 3, it steals on for D. Gordon. If he gets a good jump, he gets a read on Solis. Flags are up.
Slide stepped him there and misses for a ball. Solis is not allowed a stolen base attempt in the big leagues this year. Fouled away by Stanton on the off speed. Nationals bullpen with Scherzer out after 1 inning with a neck spasm. They got 2 2/3 innings. Grace needing some depth here and some length from Solis. Peters picks that one. Stanton just 2 at-bats career against Sammy, 0 for 2. But he's ahead in the count here.
Yeah, locate a pitch. Keep it down. He's going to be pumping right here, thinking about a 6-5 game.
He had a big July, hit 12. Leads the National League. The step back move nearly thrown away. Nice play by Zim.
Yeah, nice play by Ryan. Good footwork getting over there, getting a short hop. I mean, that was almost past him.
His
Nice play.
Keeps the double play possibility alive. On 3-1 now to Stanton. Gordon with a healthy lead over there. And Solis walked him. So a hit and a walk. And the Marlins, who trailed 1-6-0, will now bring the tying run to the plate. This will bring the pitching coach, Mike Maddox, to the mound. And with Maddox to visit Solis, that means the bullpen is busy, and it's Matt Albers.
Yeah, this is give Matt Albers time to get ready for Marcell Ozuna on deck. This will probably be the last guy Sammy Solis faces. Mike Maddox is hoping he can get a double play or at least an out right here against a really good hitter.
Table is set. Again, Max Scherzer, just joining us, departed after 1 inning and 1 warm-up pitch for the bottom of the second with neck spasms, with a neck spasm. So the bullpen has had to pick it up from there. The Nationals trade acquisition yesterday, Brandon Kinsler, is not here, not active on the roster yet, is expected for tomorrow. They are carrying the other relievers, though. 9.
Yelich hit 286 against lefties this year. 30 for 105.
Not ideal, but Dusty Baker has a 9-man bullpen tonight with, I beg your pardon, 8-man bullpen. Yelich to center. And Goodwin secures out number 1. We're here at Marlins Park in Miami. The roof closed. Dave Jagler, FP Santangelo, Dan Kolko for the middle game of this 3-game series. Nationals with a 6-run second, still holding on to that lead. And the night will be over for Sammy Solis, 2/3 of an inning. He'll leave responsible for a couple of men on base. It'll be an Albers-Ozuna matchup. Big spot here in the middle of the game in the last of the 5th. As Albers will come in trying to protect this Nationals lead.
Second, D. Gordon on second, Giancarlo Stanton on first, Marcell Ozuna jumping in the batter's box. So he'll face Matt Albers, 39th appearance, 5-1 record, ERA nice at 1.64. And check out the strikeouts to walk, that's bueno too. And the opponent's hitting 164 against Matt's two-seam fastball slider combination. So Dusty Baker bringing in the right-hander to face the right-hander, looking for a ground ball right here, right now. They'll have to keep D. Gordon close at second base.
A little early relative to where Albers has been pitching, but with Scherzer going out, matchup baseball here in the 5th inning. But he needs this. This is a key spot. Chance for the Marlins here, and he wants Albers to put out the fire. Ozuna singled and scored in the 4th. And that was against Matt Grace. Slider missing.
Yeah, whatever you throw here, the key is to keep the ball down. I mean, ideally you want a ground ball, but you got a guy in the batter's box with 24 home runs. He's thinking tie game right now. He wants to go launch mode, and he's looking for something belt tie that he can really get into. Matt Albers looking for something knees or below for a pull side ground ball and hopefully get a double play.
Doesn't chase again. Is that the big improvement for him? He used to be a guy, to me, it seemed like he used to chase a lot of sliders.
Yeah. He's laying off that pitch. He's got his hands closer to the strike zone, an adjustment he's made this year, so he's carrying his hands lower and he's getting underneath the ball and elevating on a more consistent basis.
That one in there.
Mercedes-Benz going to show you the 3rd slider in a row from Matt. He still hasn't thrown that sinker.
He has the sign he wants. But bluffs Gordon.
Nobody ever does that move back-to-back, ever. So as a base stealer, if a guy does that to me once, I'm rolling right here. When have you ever seen a guy do it twice?
He didn't. There was the fastball. Albers' most recent outing Saturday against the Rockies, 2 innings. No runs, 1 hit. Long drive left field. Kendrick back. And this game is tied. Home run 25 for Ozuna. And the Nationals' 6-0 lead has been erased.
I didn't think this was a really bad pitch. It looked like he got it right where he wanted to get it. Just Ozuna was looking in there, and boy, did he watch that one. 25th home run for Ozuna, ties the ball game up. And had Albers with the sinker down and in, right where Matt Wieters wanted it. Sometimes good hitters beat good pitches, and we'll start this one all over again.
JT Realmuto fouls one. Something about the 6-0 lead in this ballpark. It happened to the Nats on June the 19th. They had a 6-0 lead and could not hold it. But this one still to be decided. Line shot, Defoe lunging, can't get it. And a base hit for Realmuto. Two of the runs in the inning charged to Solis on the 5th home run allowed this year by Albers.
Realmuto with 5 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught twice. I don't think he's a huge threat to run here, but you got to pay attention.
Dietrich up with 1 out.
You know, put yourself in the Marlins shoes right now. You're thinking driving to the ballpark today underwater that you're facing Max Scherzer.
And then you're down 6-0 right away.
Yeah, before you can even blink, and you're thinking, oh, you know, this is another loss. All of a sudden, Max is out of the game, and it's not disrespectful to whoever comes in, but it's just not Max Scherzer. So you're facing the best pitcher in the National League with a 6-run deficit, and maybe as a ball club you perk up a little bit when Max leaves this thing. You say, hey, even though we're down 6, we got a chance. They knew they didn't have a chance when Max was in there.
Albers will take a look over there at Real Muto. Marlins a run in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. Runner goes, driven to deep center. Good one way back there. Can't get it. It's off the wall. Marlins are going to take the lead. Dietrich looking over his shoulder thinking about a 4-bagger, but he stops. He'll settle with a go-ahead triple. He had 4 on his mind. The Marlins, once down 6-0, now lead 7-6.
That ball hit hard by Dietrich. Give Real Muto credit for reading this. He was stealing on the pitch, but he rolled his head and found the baseball. A lot of times you get lost right here, and you don't know where the ball is. Brian Goodwin gave it a good effort, but that was right up against the fence. The ricochet allows Dietrich to get into 3rd and allows Real Muto to score easily. And like you said, Dave, he was thinking about 4 right here.
He got the hold from Freddie Gonzalez, the 3rd base coach. As Mike Maddox visits the mound, nobody in the bullpen. Albers has not recorded an out. He's allowed a homer, a single, and a triple. And the Nationals will have to bring the infield in as they now trail, and they don't want to get any further behind. 7th man to bat, the first baseman, Talise, who's going to bat left-handed for the first time. Dietrich holds. Now Murphy's going to make a rare 4 unassisted putout while holding the runner.
I was watching Dietrich's lead at 3rd, and I'm thinking he's not going contact play, but once he saw the ball get by Zimmerman, he broke for home. Murphy did a great job of looking Dietrich back, or at least stopping him. Watch this. Dietrich, once it gets by Zimmerman, he goes. Murph looks him back right there with an arm fake, or at least acting like he was going to throw it. Froze Dietrich in his tracks and got the out at first. So nice play by Daniel Murphy, because Dietrich was thinking about it, and that was the arm fake that froze him, made him go back to 3rd, kept him right there. Nice play by Daniel Murphy.
And you don't often see the unassisted out at first by the second baseman.
Right.
But that's a big second out. And now they can play back against Rojas. Rojas a big part of this comeback. He scored the first run after a triple in the 3rd inning and drove in a run last inning with a single. Ichiro on deck would pinch hit for the pitcher. Marlins have already used 2 pinch hitters. Albers gets a strike. And there is the rookie Drew Steckenrider. Up the middle, tough play Defoe, and he makes it to get out of the inning. But a big inning for the Marlins as they take the lead with 4 runs. The big homer for Ozuna. For the first time 7-6 as we head to the 6th inning. It's time for your PNC Minor League Insights. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. Rehab assignment continuing for Michael Taylor.
It looks like he's making progress. I mean, you know, when you have that pulled oblique, you just want to come out of it healthy. The result, I don't care if he's 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, if he's feeling okay and running down balls in center field. So Nats need him back big time. He was becoming the story of the year, filling in for Adam Eaton. So we hope he's okay, and we can't wait to get him back.
So Brian Goodwin has been playing center in his absence, and Goodwin will lead off against McGowan, whose spot did not come up, so he'll work a 2nd inning. McGowan walked 1 in a scoreless top of the 5th inning. Goodwin batting 8th. Has an infield hit and a walk in his 2 times up, and tries to bunt his way on. Nationals in-game box score, the damage here primarily in the 2nd inning. Howie Kendrick leading the way with 3 hits. The Nationals have combined for 8 hits. Play to the left, 1-2. Goodwin batting 8th. Andrew Stevenson will pinch hit for Matt Albers. Goodwin takes the 1-2 slider. Oliver Perez will be the next reliever. Nationals have already used 3. Dribbler just foul.
Try to jump on here, start a rally, get something going. Guy that's used to leading off, hitting 8th tonight.
Got to get the momentum back on their side.
It's tough when you throw up a 6th spot early in the game to crank her back up again, downshift, and play uphill. It really is. We've seen him do it a bunch this year, though. It speaks volumes about this club.
Little chopper toward the right side. Gordon, the underhand toss to get the out. Marlins bullpen, they've picked it up for the starter O'Grady, who got shelled in 3 innings. Ellington a scoreless inning, and McGowan is not allowed a hit as Andrew Stevenson will be a pinch hitter. Andrew 1 for 10, and as a pinch hitter he's 0 for 4. guy, if he gets on, has some speed.
First big league knock under his belt, feeling pretty good about himself.
Up the middle, shaded that way is Rojas. 2 ground ball outs, 2 away.
Good swing. Good scouting by the Marlins to know to play him up the middle. I mean, where'd they get that data from? You think of Stevenson, you think of a guy that hits the ball the other way, and the shortstop's playing almost behind second base. It's one thing if he's been up here for 4 or 5 months or 2 years or whatever, but do they have a blimp hovering over Syracuse?
Two outs for Defoe. Defoe's hit in 17 of his last 20 games. Take you inside the numbers, brought to you by Jeep, highlighting the outstanding month of July. And we get to vote FP on the player and the pitcher of the month in the National League, and Defoe was a candidate because of those numbers.
Right. Just happened to be playing alongside some guy named Bryce Harper. I think that's who we voted for.
Two and two on Defoe. Slapper foul.
Yeah, you and I both agree. I think we like the energy that Wilmer provides this ball club, especially on day games after night games. When he's out there running around, you get a young guy out there, it becomes contagious. If you're feeling tired, he's almost like a cup of coffee for the other players when you look at what he's doing. Always smiling, always having fun, playing with his hair on fire. The more you see, the more you like.
Towards short, Rojas circles it and just got it. Rojas had to let loose a pretty strong throw there with Defoe hustling down the line. Nationals go out in order for the first time.
Going to be a laugher here early. The Marlins have fought back with 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 4 in the 5th. Come as you were to the Nats' first ever 90s nights presented by Budweiser on Friday, August 11th at Nats Park. This will be fun if we all get into this together. Catch the Nats-Giants game 7:05 while dressing up, celebrating music, movies, and TV shows of the 90s. Visit nationals.com for more details. Love this promotion. Should be a great night at the Yard. Wearing the pizza. That's what I'm talking about. Eat hard. She has a question. I have a question.
Yeah, who's this pinch hitting?
Yes.
Who's this Vance Worley guy, and why is he pinch hitting?
That's her question.
Isn't he tomorrow's starting pitcher?
Yes.
And who's this?
That's
Oliver Perez.
Yeah, 34th appearance. He's been nails lately. And nails all year, really. Look at the average against for lefties, just 204 against the two-seam fastball and the slider combination.
Well, this is what we expected to see when we came to the ballpark tonight, the Perez-Worley matchup. Vance Worley, tomorrow's starter for Miami, is pinch hitting for Dustin McGowan. Going no batting gloves. And he rolls one to short. He is burning it down the line. And Zim off the bag to make the tag on the hustling Worley, who was hitting .333. That's why he earned the pinch hitting at bat.
Yeah. No batting gloves, grounder to short. I wonder if he got ambushed by that. I wonder if Don Mattingly told him, like, hey, do you want to hit? Or did he actually go down the tunnel and hit some tees and he said, you're leading off next inning?
Well, Don Mattingly only has 2 position players left on his bench, so with the lead, he's saving him for later. He just basically sacrificed the out. Sending up Worley as the pinch hitter. So he'll save Ichiro and Aviles for later. And Gordon is out quickly. And so Oliver Perez gets 2 outs on weak ground balls. Take a look at the Marlins in-game box score. And with Scherzer out after an inning, they have taken advantage. Rojas has been big, and Ozuna's 3-run homer tied it. Dietrich, the triple that put him in front. Stanton looks that one over. He's walked twice. Shot into left, even though the Nationals had 3 infielders on the left side. Stanton was able to rip run through. And the Marlins equaling the Nationals hit total with 8.
The ball's hit hard. Captain Obvious moment of the game. Giancarlo Stanton, 103-mile-an-hour base hit. Closed stance. Line drive to left.
Christian Yelich 0 for 3. Has to deal with the crafty left-hander Perez. Yelich has done well against him in a small sample, 2 for 4 with a walk. Went quick there and gets the strike.
Yeah, I was reading something during the break, Dave, about the second spot in the order versus the third. And in 2014, the second spot came up 466 more times league-wide. When you take all the number 2 hitters and all the number 3 hitters, it comes out to be in 15 to 20 more times a season that you hit in crucial situations when you're hitting second versus hitting third, something I did not know. And maybe that's why you're seeing power hitters now, where the second spot is becoming the new third spot.
Stanton has hit second more than any other spot this year. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. So a good inning for Perez. It'll be Howie Kendrick to lead off as the Marlins go to the bullpen. Nationals down by a run.
grade. We're going to turn it back around to grade here the last 3 innings. So we're going to will it to happen. Here's cricket, something to smile about. So we'll start with something positive. Your first home run is in that. Howie Kendrick looked like he got a cutter right down the middle. Good extension. The second inning homer. So he's 3 for 3 tonight. So you win the 7th, you win the 8th, you win the 9th, you win the game. Here we go. Turn it around.
And Kendrick, to try to win the 7th, will face a new pitcher, the hard-throwing Drew Steckenrider, number 71.
It's a fun name to say, huh?
Steckenrider. A lot of syllables.
Yeah, so you're going to say it, not me. Fastball 96, slider 84, changeup 88 for Drew Steckenrider.
Good.
Thanks.
Drew, out of the University of Tennessee. The Nationals down by a run. The question for the Marlins is how do they close this one out? They traded away their closer just prior to the deadline, A.J. Ramos, and traded away their 8th inning setup man, David Phelps.
Don Matting's just happy if he gets that opportunity tonight. Down 6-0.
Kendrick fouls away the 2-1. Putting the youngster Steckenrider in a key spot here to face Kendrick and Harper and Zimmerman, and hopefully Murphy and Rendon and beyond. Full now to Kendrick.
It's an easy 96, isn't it? A sturdy body, stout frame, and it doesn't look like he's trying real hard to throw upper 90s.
Up the middle, through the legs, and hits the bag. When you're going right, you're going right. It's a 4-hit night for number 4. Doinked it off second base.
23rd 4-hit game of Howie Kendrick's career. 23rd. Ground ball up the middle. When you're living right, this happens. The only thing he had to do was correct his route. He started to take his turn, and then he saw Rojas field it, and he had to straighten her out, go through the bag. So Howie Kendrick have a night.
Through the legs, off the bag.
Doinked. I like that. Doinked.
Harper trying to give the Nationals the lead back. Big cut. Kendrick tried to steal in the 4th inning and was thrown out.
Yeah, down by 1, Bryce Harper hit. The big boys are lined up. I think he's just going to leave that hole open for Bryce. Maybe he hits it, maybe he hits one of the seats, but I don't think a stolen base is in the mix right now, especially after Real Muto had that quick release last time on Kendrick.
Goes off speed from Steckenrider. Bryce has done damage with men on base. The 80 runs batted in. Steckenrider is not allowed a home run. Got a favorable call on the corner.
Huh. Let's see what pitch cast by Mercedes has. I mean, that's a pitch out. Look where that hit.
Said on the corner I was a little wrong. Still 2-2.
Pretty good late.
Harper had the go-ahead hit last night in the 6th inning. The winning margin in the 1-0 game. Got him. Up with a fastball. Steckenrider with his first strikeout.
Elevated fastball, a little bit above the belt, but below the letters. Bryce gearing up for the heater, can't get on top.
They're like a lot of clubs that we see, not only in this division but others. They bring guys out of the bullpen, all throwing, firm.
Everybody throws 100 now. I don't know how these guys do it.
Zimmerman looking for his first hit of the series. But you feel like he's hitting some real tough luck. And this time he gets time. Remember earlier tonight he asked for time and didn't get it. Zim hit a rocket to the center fielder in the first inning. He was robbed twice last night on diving plays in the infield. Let's take you inside the numbers, brought to you by PNC. Games played in Nats Expos franchise history. Zimmerman shares the second spot with the Hall of Famer, trailing only the Marlins bench coach. He's tied with Tim Wallach in franchise RBIs. This would be a good time to break that tie. Nationals trailing by a run.
Tim not hoping for that right now. Got his pitch.
And let you know. 9:05 for Wallach. 9:05 for Zimmerman. Mr. Wallach was a fair third baseman, wasn't he?
Similar players, similar swings, similar demeanors, classy professionals, just go about their business.
Got him looking with the slider. Steckenrider showing well after the infield hit. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Yeah, you can look at video and Rick Shue can tell you what he's got, but if you haven't faced a guy before, you're not expecting that. That was a perfect pitch.
So the rookie has struck out back-to-back All-Stars, and now he faces the third.
You know, the luxury of playing in your division is you know your opponent. You know the relievers. You don't always know what they're going to do to you on a given night. The negative is they know you, and the scouting reports are a little more intricate when you play teams 19 times. Where it gets weird, Dave, is late in the season, September, and you're starting to face guys in your division that you haven't faced before. You know, obviously, it's not September yet, but Steckenrider, they have really no clue what he's got. It's just kind of like high school baseball right now. See it and hit it. Yeah, I think it's advantage defense as you look at Joe Blanton get loose later in the season, because when you play a team 19 times, they know where to stand out there. They know how to pitch you. And it gets tougher, I think, as the season goes on to get hits in your division.
Murphy did not pull the trigger. 2-0.
Yes. Green light, baby. Here we go.
Did I just
yeah, I can read
you read it?
Well, I looked at you like Adam Lynn looks at pictures, and I read your mind.
Murphy's going to ask about it.
Yeah, let's see. He was wide away to Bryce and wide away to Murph there. Automatic strike, 3-0.
He knows the zone, does Murph. Real Muto and Dietrich. Real Muto has it. So Steckenrider is able to pitch through 3, 4, and 5. Nationals trail at the stretch.
The bottom of the 7th, Marcell Ozuna set to lead it off. We'll go back to his last at-bat in the 5th and put some numbers on this Tater that tied the game, a 3-run homer. Not a bad pitch by Matt Albers, down and in. I mean, the only argument he could make it was pull side, but he got it right where Matt Wieters wanted it, and there's the numbers. 396 feet, 3-run Tater. His 25th of the year and his 84th RBI. StatCast is brought to you from Fios by Verizon. Fios is not cable. We're wired differently. Go to getfios.com today.
This time Ozuna will face the veteran righty Joe Blanton.
See Joe's numbers. Fastball, slider, curveball, change. Fastball 90. And opponent's hitting 328 against Joe.
Slider waved at. Toward right center and a base hit. Ozuna's 3rd hit in 4 trips.
And Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $37 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season. That swing right there by Marcell Ozuna is why he's hitting over 300 with all his power numbers.
A breakout year. All-star in his home park. Nationals pitchers with 3 strikeouts in the game. Grace, Solis, and Perez with 1 apiece. Ozuna has not had a steal this year.
You know, knowing Max like we know him, Dave, he's probably frustrated that, you know, he had a 6-run lead, hit a 3-run homer, had to come out of the game because he's such a gamer, right?
Sure.
But he absolutely did the right thing tonight. Like, why take a chance? If something's not right, you know, shut it down. It's not like anybody will ever question Max Scherzer's toughness. We know that he's one of the toughest hombres in the league. It just, if you've ever had a kink in your neck and never slept wrong, you know that hurts. I'm sure he got here early today and tried to work it out, got all the treatment he could get, and it just wasn't working for him. If you missed it earlier, Max went fake bunt homer, 3-run homer, his first major league Tater. Came out to grab the ball after it, threw 1 pitch, here it is, and then just shut it down. Walked off the mound, told Dusty Baker that's it. And lived to fight in bigger games than this one. And you know if he's taking her to the house that something's not right.
Again, the report from the clubhouse was neck spasm, and again taken out as a precaution. Blanton gets the strikeout of Real Muto for out number 1.
Good sinker right there down the zone.
Shinichi Tozawa, former Red Sox righty, getting ready for the 8th inning. Nationals will have Rendon, Wieters, and Goodwin. Blanton trying to keep it a 1-run deficit. Dietrich, the triple in the 5th inning that has the Marlins in front. It's a boomer off the center field wall. Blanton is the 5th Nationals reliever. With Scherzer out after an inning, Grace went 2 2/3. Solis 2/3, Albers 2/3, and Perez a scoreless 6th inning. Ball 2. They have remaining in the bullpen Romero and Doolittle from the left side and Madsen from the right side. Long drive, but well foul.
Head down to the Fitz to watch the Carolina League affiliate Potomac Nationals as they take on Lynchburg through August 2nd. Michael A's there, right? That's good.
Yes.
Reason. That's all you need to know. I'll read the rest of the promo, but Michael A. Taylor's there. Go see him. With 20 grand too.
And you can see Michael Taylor.
Yeah, and win 20 grand. For those younger players like Michael that aren't making the huge bucks yet, those rehab assignments could get expensive because you have to buy food for everybody. It's kind of the rite of passage when you go back to the minor leagues. You know, you cater some nice meal after the, not that they don't feed them well. I mean, I heard things have changed, but back in the day it was peanut butter and jelly and tuna fish after the games.
So what's the best meal that you ever had when you were in the minors? A big league spread.
I'm trying, like Outback Steakhouse or something. I mean,
who sprung for that?
Yeah, I can't remember. Some big leaguer coming down on rehab. But you know, when you're eating peanut butter and jelly and tuna fish sandwiches every night after. Now it's different. You know, they really treat the minor leaguers with nutrition in mind. Back in the day, it was, you know, you go home and eat top ramen after the game. You have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich after batting practice. And maybe you went to like a TGI Fridays after the game for some sort of special because
then your meal money was gone.
You're getting like $6 meal money back in the day in A-ball. $6 a day.
So when you were in the big leagues, did you have to rehab?
I did. I went to San Bernardino for 2 weeks.
And what'd you buy?
Everything all night, and I was broke by the time I got back to Los Angeles. It's like, you guys are killing me.
Runner goes. Strike three called, and Defoe's tag is in time. See if the Marlins look to challenge that one. Strike him out, throw him out. As Ozuna's caught stealing, but Don Mattingly says hold on. As the Marlins will take a look at a possible challenge. Plant getting the second strikeout. Dietrich looking.
Usually when the throw's up the line, you get them.
And no challenge. So the inning over. Rendon, Wieters, and Goodwin. Good play to end the inning. Nationals need a run. As we head to the eighth inning, and it's time for cricket something to smile about. And last night there was a whole lot to smile about.
We thought we were going to see history. You know what I was thinking last night after the game, Jags? If that would have been a no-hitter and he completed it, we might have seen him break down on the mound, number one. We also might have seen another team come out and shake somebody's hand, maybe even give him a hug after he threw a no-hitter based on everything that happened yesterday. And that would, to me, have been one of the coolest things ever, to see other team come out and shake Gio's hand.
The way it turned out was pretty cool too. With that acknowledgement from the opposition and the the home crowd for a road player.
Yeah, I mean, there were some guys in the Marlins bench clapping. Giancarlo on the on-deck circle was clapping for Gio when he came off. But just imagine if he completed that no-hitter, what the scene would have been like.
Tough hop for Dietrich. He handles it, and Rendon is out as he faces the new pitcher, Junichi Tazawa, who features the nasty splitter. 32nd appearance for Tazawa, the former Red Sox right-hander. ERA of 5.28. Pitching in an 8th-inning setup role here after the trade of David Phelps to Seattle.
Yeah, fastball 93, slider 79, curveball split, as Dave said. Split's his best out pitch.
31 years old. Came up to the Red Sox in 2009. Native of Yokohama, Japan. Faced Matt Wieters a whole lot in the American League East. Wieters 4 for 9 with a double against him. There was the splitty. Ryan Madsen. Nationals are hoping to get down to the pitcher spot. Have to pinch hit for Blanton. We have Adam Lind available. Out of play, 1 and 2 on Wieters. Nationals scored 6 in the second. And they've been held to just 2 hits since the start of the 3rd inning. Marlins bullpen has been outstanding. Ellington, McGowan, and Steckenrider. 4 scoreless innings.
Pretty impressed with Steckenrider. That's the first time we've seen him, and he struck out Bryce, struck out Zim, and got Murphy to pop up. That was a big boy inning for him in high leverage situation in the 7th.
1-run game, and after a leadoff hit by Kendrick. Wieters staying alive on 2 and 2. And a couple of groundouts. He's been on base with a walk. His team with 9 hits. Wieters takes the splitter. Tazawa signed a 2-year contract with the Marlins. They signed a few veteran relievers in the offseason. And Brad Ziegler. Ziegler likely to be the closer with the trade of A.J. Ramos. Poked in the air to shallow center, but it'll hang up for Yelich. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. The fedora's traveled again.
Thing's making the rounds, isn't it? Is that the guy we had on last night with the gut bomb? I don't think it is. I think that's another.
Different fedora.
Different day, different fedora. That's what I always say.
Brian Goodwin trying to start something with 2 outs. Goodwin can get on. Mr. Lynn, the Nationals' top pinch hitter, would have a chance. In the dirt.
It's a big time at bat for Brian Goodwin. You're thinking, well, 2 outs, 8th inning. It's getting late, and you got a guy on deck that if you reach could give you the lead.
And a guy who has 2 homers and 6 career at bats against this pitcher. So Dusty Baker would desperately love to get him up in this spot with a man on. Sending the air to left. Doesn't look like it's going to happen in this inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Nationals in the top of the 8th. They'll have one more chance. We head to the bottom of the 8th, 7-6 Miami. Is brought to you by visitAnnapolis.org. Create your moment at visitAnnapolis.org. By the Lexus RX, featuring a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection standard. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. Second inning of work for Joe Blanton. He allowed a hit, but then had a pair of strikeouts, including a strikeout throw-out double play in the 7th inning. He'll face Tomas Talis to begin the 8th inning, with Blanton trying to put up a 0 and give the Nationals a chance in the top of the 9th. A game the Nationals once led 6-0, and they're going to face the side armor, the veteran Brad Ziegler.
Keep it a 1-run game, you got a chance. You never know.
Ziegler's got a 6.52 ERA this year, so he has had his struggles. He's got the funky delivery, though.
Played with Chad Bradford in Oakland. He used to scrape his knuckles on the mound. He was so low. He would show you after the game. He would have marks on his hand where it hit the dirt.
Two and two to Talis. Ziegler, a few occasions in his career, has been a closer with Arizona, but primarily he's been a setup guy, a reliever you'd bring in to try to get a ground ball double play with that sidearm sinker. In the air to center. Goodwin tracks it down. Looking ahead for the Nationals. We'll wrap up the series tomorrow night here on MASN at 7. Then it's on to Wrigley after an off day. Day games aplenty over the weekend, and then the Marlins return the series, beginning a 4-game set at Nationals Park Monday night. Nationals and Marlins are in a stretch of seeing each other 4 series in the next 5 weeks. Nationals hold a slim edge in the season series 4-3.
Yeah, all that lovey-dovey stuff you saw last night might change when you see a team that much.
Rojas shaking his right wrist. He was a big part of their comeback. He got it started with a triple. They were down 6-0. He tripled leading off the third. And a big hit in the fourth inning to drive in a run.
Tell you what, hey, you got tonight, tomorrow, but I am really looking forward to this Cubs series. I think it's a big-time playoff preview. In my opinion, the Cubs are going to win the Central. They've made all the moves they need to make. They're playing good baseball, and that's who the Nats would play. So, I mean, the hype around this weekend series in Chicago is going to be off the charts, and I can't wait to see this whole thing go down. They'll be ready.
A strike to Rojas.
Yeah, the Cubs haven't seen Bryce play in 2 years. He didn't play last year up there, remember? Meaning he walked, what did he walk, 16 times?
I think it was 13 in the 4-game series, and they hit him once.
So, yeah.
But that was pre-intentional walk, right? Where they actually had to throw the pitches.
Yeah, that was.
So that took some time.
And that was pre-Zim Rakin too.
Yep.
6 walks in the series finale. So hopefully Cubs fans are going to see Bryce Harper play this weekend. Tanner Roark called it scared baseball. Do you remember that?
Yes. Shot up the middle. One hopper to Defoe. And just in time to get Rojas. Follow Massa Nationals on Instagram and tag all your best Nats-related photos with hashtag #IBackTheNats. Massa Nationals could repost your photo and hook you up with a Nats prize pack. Blanton trying to finish off 2 scoreless innings. And he will face a pinch hitter. Ichiro is going to bat for Tazawa. Ichiro appeared last night as a pinch hitter and flied out to center against Gio. Final out of the 8th inning.
What hat does he wear in the Hall? Mariners?
Mariners.
No doubt.
No doubt. Prolonged his career here as a valuable bench piece for the Marlins the last few years. 63 pinch hitting at bats this year, 17 hits.
1,278 hits in Japan, 3,060 with the Mariners, Yankees, and Marlins for a total of 4,338 hits. Is that good?
No one's done more, right?
No. That's going home happy almost every single night.
Blanton wanted that one, didn't get it, so he's behind 3-0.
Needs 21 hits to pass Cap Anson for 22nd on the all-time list.
He's 43. Do you think he tries to play another year?
I don't know. Look at that history, though. 18 for 51 at-bats against Joe Blanton. I don't know. I'm going to say no. I don't think he's a guy that wants a farewell tour or would say anything to anybody. He's just kind of going to ride off into the sunset. I honestly believe this is his last year, but who knows? Maybe he goes home and plays for a year. I don't know.
That would be a pretty big deal.
That would be a huge deal.
That would be amazing.
I played against him when he was in Seattle, and you had to cheat up at second base and on the infield because he was so fast. You had to play at double play depth against this guy because, you know, he was hitting and running at the same time, and he could fly, flat out fly. Might have been the fastest guy in the American League at one time.
In the air to center, and Goodwin's there. Joe Blanton retires the side in order. A last chance for the Nationals. Pitcher spot, Defoe and Kendrick against Ziegler.
promised you earlier in the ball game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, this was the coolest thing that happened in this game. Max Scherzer with his first career home run, kind of faking like he was going to bunt, surprised himself. Did you see the expression on his face? And it was a far one. Over the bullpen and left, first career Tater, a 3-run job in the second inning. And his neck kind of seized up on him. He threw a practice pitch, came out of the game, but he thrilled us all with his first career home run.
And the Nationals will get a Kendrick home run and lead 6-0, but the Marlins with 7 unanswered with a 1-run lead turn it over to their closer now, Brad Ziegler.
Yeah, sidearm guy, you saw him warming up. Fastball averaging 83 miles an hour. Slider changed to go with it.
Does not have a save this year. A.J. Ramos was traded just before the deadline to the Mets.
And the last time the Nats faced him, they had some success against him.
June the 20th, pitched in the 9th inning with the Marlins trailing, and he was hit for 5 runs on 4 hits. Lynn to right center. Yelich closing, has it. That one looked like it might get to the gap, but it hung up. Tune into the Nats Extra postgame show with Byron Kerr and Ray Knight, presented by WB Mason immediately following the game. The veteran Ziegler, 36 years of age, signed a 2-year contract in the offseason. He had 30 saves for the Diamondbacks 2 years ago. And last year, 18 saves for Arizona, and was traded to Boston, finished the season there. Starts Defoe with a strike. And again, his fastball is slow.
Well, I mean, trying to get on for a guy that's having one heck of a night.
Gordon, little flip, and in time. So the Marlins are an out away from the second time this year erasing a 6-0 deficit against the Nationals. They have not been able to retire Mr. Kendrick. 23rd career 4-hit game. Has he ever had 5?
I'm hearing 1 right now.
Okay.
One 5-hit game. They're checking for us. August 25th, 2010, 1 5-hit game.
Kendrick does not offer at the slider, and he's ahead in the count.
Something you can drive right here and try to get on base for Bryce.
Ziegler's only allowed 1 homer. He's been tough to elevate with that nasty sinker. Ziegler's a strike away from his first save as a Marlin. And Kendrick has a 5-hit night. Second in his career, and he breathes life into the top of the 9th inning.
Oh, Nats fans would be chatting Howie right now for sure. Second 5-hit night for Howie Kendrick, and maybe more importantly, moves the line to Bryce Harper, who could break everybody's heart here with 1 swing. 5 for 5. We've been telling you, what position does he play? He's a hitter. That's what position he plays.
Nationals have 10 hits. He has half of them. Harper looking for his first. Fly to center in the first, grounded to second in the second. Struck out in the fourth, struck out in the seventh.
I mean, if you're Brad Ziegler, are you even thinking about throwing anything to Bryce Harper right now? He struck out a couple times tonight, but he's still one of the best, if not the best player in the National League. And do you like the right-on-right matchup against a guy who's having a great season too on deck? Even though you put the tying run in scoring position, this could be interesting. I think you just keep the ball down and try to pitch him away like that.
Good take. Harper just 2 at-bats against him, 1 hit.
Still got to be looking for, if you're Bryce Harper, you're looking for something up. If he throws anything around my belt, I am all systems going. You're not looking in, you're not looking out, you're just making him elevate it. Get him up.
And that one, they want the appeal. He holds 3-0.
Side, did he go? No. Gabe Morales got it right.
Boy, the defense is deep, aren't they?
No doubles.
Got to hit it in the seats to get it over him. He tried to. A home run would potentially make it 15. Ground ball right side, off the glove of Gordon. And so Kendrick is going to scamper to third. Harper a wide turn, throw in behind him, and safe.
Oh, that was close. He thought about going for 2. And right as he thought about it, D. Gordon picked him up. And he scrambled back to the base. Look at the hustle by Gordon. Bryce was thinking, I'm the go-ahead run. I'm trying to get in scoring position. The throw back to first base. Are they going to check this? Right here, he's thinking about 2. Watch. And then he puts on the brakes, says, uh-oh, little slippage. And he gets back. He's fine.
They did check, no challenge. And so Ryan Zimmerman bats with the tying run 90 feet away.
That was a 109-mile-an-hour base hit by Bryce. If he elevates that, it's 8-7. It's hard to against Ziegler, though, and Ryan will take a base hit right here. Drama in South Florida. Here we go. Game on.
Zimmerman 0 for 4 tonight. Looking for his first hit of the series. 2 for 7 career against this reliever.
Look for the ball in the dirt here if you're Kendrick.
To third. Dietrich will go the long way, and the ball game is over. The Miami Marlins rally from a 6-0 deficit with the absence of Max Scherzer, and they have evened this 3-game series. The Nationals